You ready? Are you ready for it? Did you say no? All right. Hi guys. Welcome back to BL Coded. Y'all were really loving the last video that me and Deon did. Y'all were living for the tea. Y'all were living for the facts, the journalism. So we're back.
The mess.
The mess. So we're back.
The incoherent mess.
We're back to talk about like a couple of different topics. First one being crime thrillers. Deon said he has a unpopular opinion about it, so I'm anxious to hear what it is.
I know.
We're also going to talk about how the BL community treats IRL queer couples as like, you know, commodities, and kind of like brings that whole like BL fandom feel to like a real couple. Interesting topic. And then honestly, I forgot his name. I should probably look it up, but we're going to talk about the actor from Jasper 2 that's been getting like shit because, you know, he ain't doing none of the fan meets and stuff like that. And in the BL community, we don't like that. We don't like when you don't stay a BL actor forevermore, you know? So
I'm sorry, it's just so goddamn silly at our big age. This is so silly.
So, you know, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But before we start, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you also go and support Deon on all his platforms. Of course, like last time, all the things will be in the description box. But is this BL Coded? I think it is. Let's get into it. Let's go. What is your unpopular opinion about crime thriller BLs?
Okay, so as you know, we've gotten a large influx in that genre.
Right.
And by default, it's very exciting because it's automatically more mature, more involved, all the things, right?
Right.
We often see better cinematography and oftentimes better acting with those types of shows. And I'm like, oh, I like this. This is a fun alternative to more, I want to say, because the crime thrillers are drama. They're like soap, you know, soap operas, but like they're not as. There's a lot more action in it, you know. There's crime and there's gangs. There's all the things.
Yeah.
I have been having a hard time with it because they are also a boys' love series, and I wish they function differently. And I feel like for me, the only one who actually just did it right is not me.
Okay, I can see that.
I say that because
it's weird because I kind of agree with that take. Like, because we talked about it on the basic chat as well, where it's like making the boys love part the substantial part of the series and not making about what it's actually or what it's advertised to be about, right? So one of the things that we brought up was Dead Friend Forever, and people were upset that there wasn't more romance in it. There was like enough romance, like I guess, but people were upset because there wasn't romance in it. But I was like, but it's not about that. It's like that's not the central point or the central plot of the show. If you want a romance BL, go watch a romance BL. But you know, they killing everybody out here. Like that's what this is about. So I do agree with that take on it. I'm like, I wish they would kind of put the romance on the back burner. I need y'all to really be like gangs or like, you know, police busting a crime and stuff like that. So I agree. I think
I like to have not me right there because of what they did. Having the romance start until like episode 7, and even they wrote it into the narrative for them to have to wait till they did the rest of their plan. So during that time they were waiting, they were kind of getting booed up, they were hanging out, they were they were doing other things at that time. But the show made sure to set up everyone's goals and motivation. It did function as an ensemble cast, so all the other characters got their own point of view, their own situation, which made it feel more involved. And I remember Ash, she wasn't really feeling it because she was like, what's... the romance wasn't popping off. She was like... Yeah, she was like, what? She wasn't seeing it as something that was great because the romance she like 4 episodes in, she was like, nothing's happening. But I'm like, all the things are happening.
Right. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot happening. So I'm like, what's not?
It's like,
and I know
patriarchy, girl, the patriarchy. No, I'm just kidding.
I know like the boys love needs to function by having our main leads kind of be involved with each other, constantly being up under each other. Yeah. And the reason why I bring this up is watching Kidnap is ruining my life.
Not ruining.
Okay, so here's the thing. I love all that crime stuff that's happening in that show. So good. That villain lady, I live for her.
I stan her. I stan.
When I tell you, I'm like, where is she at? She literally had people foot on people's neck, on his head. She's stepping on him.
Her foot on his neck. I was like, I don't know. Maybe she's right.
I support women's wrongs. And the thing is, when I'm watching Kidnap, and at episode 3, I was like, I don't know if I'm really liking this. And then it wasn't until episode 4 where I said, oh, I don't like this. Yeah. Because episode 4 was that episode where it was like the brother, like that girl, the motorcycle. What's Ohm's character's name?
Which one? Ohm?
Yeah.
Ohm? Oh, Min.
Min, he's like, the narrative is like he's like this overprotective brother, but that was never established beforehand. Right. And even if you bring it up right now, it makes sense for him to be so because also you still got sick, now you're back in the hospital. So you should have been doing that in the first place. And also, since it is just a one-off episode, nothing that happened stayed because they all apologize. They say, we're all wrong, we're all right, kumbaya. And what this show does is they have our 2 main leads. We have the slow-mo, the hugging, the like, oh my gosh, he's such a good guy for baby-proofing the house because he sleepwalks.
Not baby-proofing.
That's exactly what we did. But like we see him do that a lot of adjusting to this. And it's like, I don't know how fun it is to watch this over and over again. Yeah. And we're not getting to the crime stuff. In episode 4, we saw those other characters for like maybe 2 minutes and we didn't see them the whole episode. And I was like, that's weird. And then we get to episode 8. Jordy.
Wait, before you get into it. But that's what the community wants. They want the fluffiness over the actual plot of the series. You know?
I wish it wasn't in this type of show though. Right. Because even when they do get to this stuff, the main plot, the first part of the episode is BS. I mean, I forgot what episode it was where they were being zombies, and they were playing like the zombies and falling and like
the 7 or something. 6 and 7.
I think they're playing zombies in this movie, like extras, and he falls on top of him. And it's all the thing. He gave him like the little ring thing. It just felt like a different narrative than what's happening, especially when you see how like their house was raided, but then after that you leave your brother alone after the people came into your house. Sure, they was kissing in the DJ booth, which is great, a great optic, but y'all were just jumped. Almost lost your lives.
Right. No, but I said that in my reaction. I was like, wait, so y'all aren't going into witness protection? Like
you're not bringing them to your job with you. I know you got a camera at the house, so you can't bring them with you because like, hello. Right.
And y'all are out in the open when these people are like still on the streets and they can just pop up in like y'all went to the store after you got your neck stomped by y'all. Like
it's like you brought that girl over. There's a heavy disconnection. It's almost like it doesn't matter. It's not that serious. Yeah. Especially when they want to present it as a comedy by having it be like kind of goofy with the score. And then on top of that, the product placement. I know they have to pay for the
Them
episodes.
Choco
I know
Pies.
y'all.
Them Choco
It's-
Pies.
And don't get me wrong, I need you pay these actors, pay for the episode. I know you have to do it. It's just having a bunch of fluff and then having that right after. I'm like, so we spent damn near 20 minutes.
Fluffing it up.
And then,
just
like I
eating
said,
Choco Pie.
And then again, getting to episode 8, having them like break up in episode 7 for him to chase him, harass him.
It was very cat and mouse.
And then they were in the house, sleep on the floor, and he like tend to his wounds real quick. And then they fade to black to come back to the still sleeping on the floor. I'm like, why are we still here? Now, Boys Love does that. They'll fade to black. They'll go away. We're done with this scene and still be in the same location. And I'm like,
it's like I found myself like maybe episode 3 or 4 kind of moving, because one thing about me when I'm watching something, I will try my best to enjoy it. I would give it multiple chances. I felt my like perspective shifting to, I'm not going to enjoy this if I'm constantly looking for the like gang aspect, the bodyguard aspect of it. So I'm gonna just enjoy the fluff. But when that happens, I'm also thinking in my mind, like, dang, this series really ain't all that. It's not hitting like it could. And I also think about like how good of an actor Ohm is, and I'm like sometimes it's them being placed in like these like really just machine like series.
That's what Alyssa be saying. Alyssa be saying they put them in a whatever show, just to have them together. Yeah. And like it's so much fan service. So like even if you could just enjoy the fluff, almost always it's repeated stuff you've seen already. Like even episode 8, when they were crying, like he leaves his man's house, he drops him off to send him to Vancouver, and he's outside the gate crying on the floor. They slow mo it. He cried.
No, tell me why the entire time I could not focus because he kept turning the light on and off with his like back against the light switch. I was like, oh my god, y'all like.
when he was in the house, right? When they cried again.
When he was in the house, he kept like leaning up against the light switch, and in the other room it was just like click, 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 and I was like, oh my god, like.
But you see what I mean? They had that in one episode, them crying because they broke up, and then they did it again when he was in his house crying on the floor. I'm like, this is. I understand if you can try to be okay with the fluff and what they're giving us, but also aren't y'all bored? Like, oh yeah, we've seen this already. This is the 4th time we're doing this, and then even in episode 8, they break up just to get back together. Like his reasoning for like not wanting to be with him, like he told him, he's like, well, forget it. I want to be with you still. He's like, no, actually, your brother is important. I don't want you all to be in danger. I want you to leave.
And that's
I'm
what
like,
kind of pissed me off too, because I'm like, wait, but you said.
What? Why do we do all this then?
You said you was over there like, men, why are you leaving me? We can work it out. And now his brother matters. Now that he's in the safe spot. Okay.
And then he leaves. I'm like, okay, he's finally leaving. Oh no, he's not leaving. I'm hunting you down. You come back home with me. We're gonna bust down. So we did all that for them just to be together still, in a house together still. I'm just saying that wasn't as fun to watch.
Yeah. Since
we've been watching fluff per episode constantly, it's not fun to have that in these crime thrillers. It's for me, it's always going to be a sore spot when they do that in these shows. I know some shows like to be a crime thriller and a comedy. Yeah. A show wants to have that weird, goofy fan service. I'm like, you're already doing the sex scenes and they're kissing. That's enough for us. We don't need to also have like goofy flirting. I just feel like it's not crazy to kind of not enjoy what they're giving us.
I think
based
it's a
on
balance.
What they promised us.
It's a balance because when they do the romance and still stick to that edgy plot, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you can enjoy that. But it's when you start going over more to like the part that's kind of the subplot of the entire thing. Because it's like, yeah, we know the characters are going to get together. they love each other, yay. But like, why is homie over here dead? And what's the backstory? You ain't told us that in like 5 episodes. But he died in episode 1. So like, what's the tea? But
and then it's always just them up under each other, flirting. That's the thing. It's not like real substance to these like slower parts, which I wish they did. Kind of like what's it called? Shadowhunters.
Oh yeah,
that couple. I love that couple, and they have slow moments, but it seems more intentional, more meaningful. It's sometimes they do have like maybe like a little glimpse of issues within a relationship they kind of work on and come back, but also they also handle. They're also affected by the world things that are happening to them. Like, the demons are attacking, and like, it's.
But the thing is like in Shadowhunters, like the issues that Magnus and Alec had led up to the final like episode of like Magnus having to, you know, face his dad and all this other stuff. Like those issues led up to that. So it was like we're constantly progressing in their story. They're weaving like their love story in between that. It's not just like they're together and like you said, we just see like fluffy moments all the time, constantly. There was a story to it, and there was something to latch the viewer on and keep them like latched.
And it's constant stories. It's constantly changing because relationships they flow. So like sometimes the issue is internal with the couple. Sometimes it's external. Sometimes it's not even about them. Because most of those episodes, they're not with each other and they just see each other real quick. You okay? You good? Okay, I'm about to handle this. I'm about to go handle this. Okay, see you at home. Like those stuff, to me, it's just as touching as the characters just put on a seatbelt.
And I think the difference is those type of the way that relationships are portrayed in that way, it lets the person kind of create in their mind those fluffy moments, like because your mind is going to like put 2 and 2 together in a show. We don't need to see every single moment that you kiss somebody on the forehead or you like rub their head or you like lull them to sleep. We don't need to see every single one of those moments because our brains are going to naturally fill that in. Give us like the key points of the relationship and things that are like integral to how they progress throughout the story, and then let the mind wander. Like I feel like you should treat it like a book, because I feel like books, you know, do that. They let your mind wander. Whereas shows, they try to show you like, especially BLs, they try to show you every little intricate part of the relationship. And it's like, we don't need all of that, you know?
Especially when it's like a new actor pairing, they want to have the fan service. So like even the episode when they were playing the zombies, at the end of the episode, they did a montage of what we saw earlier in that day. Like, oh, look at them. They're falling on top of each other. I'm like, that loses its weight when we see them cuddling every night. Like we see them cuddle, we see them kiss, we see them flirt, we've seen it. So like showing a montage of them, even when they went on that montage, they went on that date, holding hands in a restaurant. I'm like, sure, this is precious to look at, but it's been 20 minutes.
You know, you got 30 minutes.
30 minutes. No. 30, yes.
30. But it's like, it's funny you mentioned that with the zombie thing because they don't know this because obviously like editing is amazing. But I accidentally watched the same episode over because I thought it was.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a different episode. And then like halfway, I'm like, wait, I've seen this. And so then I had to go back and watch a whole nother 40 minutes. And it was the one where like at the end they were like running and falling on each other as zombies, but then the next episode, the beginning was the same thing, and I was like, wait, no, this is a different episode. But it wasn't. I was like, oh my god. Anyways,
I think I would feel differently if they had that zombie stuff set up a bit more, because I remember watching that in I Hear the Sunspot.
Yeah,
I love that, but they set it up. Hey, we need you to do this. Couldn't do this. It's one also our main character having more friends and people to hang around with. He's like inviting him to be part of this thing. The characters who want to do it care about it. Like his friends, like a director or whatever. He's like, this is something James, I want. Yeah. I need my friend. They set it up so much. So when I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this is so fun to see them do this. Yeah. Mind you, that show is slice of life, so that can be a part of an episode. I'm not waiting for the crime stuff. I'm not waiting for another plot to happen. This is wasting time for that because they don't set up to be that way. So it's not the same. But you know what I mean? Like there's setup, there's reason, I care more about it. Even the other show, what's it called? Not Secret Crush on You. What's the one with the three couples? One's a streamer, or he live streams with his friends. And he pranked that boy, and the principal made them become a boys' love couple to sell merch for the school.
Secret Love. My Secret Love. Yeah.
My Secret Love.
Earth and Fluke. Yeah.
They did the same thing, but they also set it up. Like here's something we have to do. And then they showed us behind the scenes the making up. I think I love that actually. I just didn't like how they did it in Kidnap. I did not care. I was just like,
it's like
y'all got jumped. Y'all almost got killed. I don't know about what's going on with this.
It's like how they set up the forced proximity was kind of, I don't know. It was lackluster to me. And I didn't like it. But
I mean, that's just issue with me. I know not everyone minds that. I even had the issues with that in Kin Porsche. I had those issues with that in 4 Minute. Now those, especially 4 Minute, wasn't as egregious. Like it was minute compared to Kidnap. Like a blimp. So it's fine. But it's something I just thought of, and I just wanted to express how I was like feeling because. I don't know, y'all. I think I might have to just drop Kidnap. After episode 8, I was just
Wait, have you watched 9?
That was on the agenda yesterday, and I said, I need more time to grieve my time. Joey, after the episode, I was so angry.
I'm not going to say anything. It was a
whole bunch of nothing.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Well, that's the thing. I saw the preview of 9. I'm like, okay, another boy comes in. You think he finna leave for him? He told you 15 different ways he loves you. He want to be with you. Y'all ride or die. Y'all almost broke up, but y'all really didn't break up. So like, what you mean?
Right. Yep.
But you're telling me episode 9 is a little more of the same of episode 8, like a little more fluff, low stakes, familiar territory.
Yeah, it's very much just like. I think that's my issue. It's like, okay, you said I hear the Sunspot is like slice of life. I agree. But it's like every little thing in Kidnap that we see, it's going nowhere. It's going absolutely nowhere. And I don't know. Maybe it's when they give us too much access to the day-to-day life of the couple is when I kind of get like really bored with it. Maybe that's what it is. Because obviously,
and that's understandable.
Yeah, like obviously you can fill in the blanks and be like, oh yeah, this is probably what they don't like have these like crazy moments every single day. But when it comes to a series, I don't like necessarily care to see that in every single scene, every single episode. So I think that's what
it's no narrative. Like the Japanese series, they have a plot per episode. Yeah. It is fluffy, it's slice of life. It's like but they have a plot. What's progressing is their romance. Right. How they react to things happening in the episode. Right. Someone has to get a new job. We have to film we have a thing. We have a test. We have to I have to find this. I have to find that. Right. It is more mundane things, but it's a plot per episode. It begins and mostly ends at the end, and we did stuff, and now the romance between the characters are stronger, or sometimes it gets turbulent. Yeah. Sometimes we check at the table. And I when I tell you, Joe, I've been watching so many Japanese series, and I love them for their slice of life nature.
Are like that's one thing I like because they're so domestic. Like they're so domestic and
comforting,
they that balance that I was talking about earlier, that balance really, really well. And it's just really refreshing to see. And like sometimes, like a lot of times Japanese series are very I would say they're hard hitting on like the emotional aspect, especially I Hear the Sunspot. Ciao. I felt so bad for my Maui. I felt so bad for him.
God. I was just also I might have mentioned this, but I love it when the boys like each other, when they're like ride or die for each other. When they stand up for each other outside, like when someone's not around talking about them, they're like, "Oh, not my friend." No, you won't. Or I did this because I know you liked it. What's the saying? To be loved is to be known. I love that bull crap. That's why I like the couple in My School President. That's them down.
Yeah.
They were ride or die for each other. That kind of thing always is my personal favorite. So whenever they do that, especially in these Japanese shows, they're always thinking of the other person and doing things for the other person because they like them, because they know them, because they understand them. If they have an argument, they try to adapt. Like, okay, I was wilding, but he told me this, and I need to consider. Now, again, it's also mundane. It's it's nothing exciting, but like it's a storyline. I think
it's
flows
how you go about it though too, because and I Hear the Sunspot, there definitely was like some miscommunication and some like I'm not gonna talk to you because I want to like spare your feelings or stuff like that type of stuff. But the thing is, and this is what I loved about it with Taichi, he didn't communicate his like little job and stuff like that to what was his name? What was the other one's name? It was Taichi and
his man.
His man. Okay. Homeboy with a hearing aid.
Here we go.
He didn't communicate to him because he wanted him to like not, because if he would have said, "Oh, I'm not gonna be your note taker," stuff like that, he would have tried his best to get him to be. He was like, "No, but I love the way you take it." No, my notes suck. Yeah. My notes suck, and they suck. Like, get you somebody that knows. You
just enjoy my company, and I love you for that. But come on now, let's be. Come on.
And even what I did like too about that series is that Maya, the girlfriend that came in, she was annoying as fuck. I'm not gonna lie about that, but. Why secretly live for her, low key? I low-key live for her. She got on my nerves though, but I was like, okay, wait a minute. I don't want to say they justified her reasonings for acting the way she did with Taichi, but they made it make sense, I guess.
Makes sense, yeah.
Why she was the way she was. And they gave her, like, it wasn't a huge backstory, but they gave her something to be like, so we can be like, oh, okay, so you're not just being an asshole just to be an asshole. Love that.
There's a reason.
And I think that's a lot of things that we're missing in some BLs is they don't give any type
other
of
character's
like,
perspective.
Reasoning.
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly what it is.
Character building sometimes is non-existent. And that's unfortunate. But,
that is unfortunate. And there's no shade to no one if you enjoy it for what it is. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I just want to express my reasoning for not loving the Thai series and how they do them, especially recently. And I just and I hate to compare these shows to Not Me, but it's hard for me to get into these shows and not think like, damn, I wish we could have done more. I wish it was ensemble. I wish it wasn't a boys' love and just have like a queer romance under the surface, But I know the fans like this. They do it for the fans, and it's a new pairing, so it feels a bit like this is what they're going to do. Nothing, not how I feel is going to change anything, but I just wish more people would kind of take back their like bias or the rose-colored glasses and kind of be like, oh, I guess
like I see that.
Maybe I shouldn't recommend this show because if someone else watched it who isn't a fan of boys' love, they'd be bored of this show. They're like, oh, we ain't.
Yeah.
What happened to the courtroom? Is she going to jail yet? Or were we? I don't know.
What's happening?
That's fun.
Speaking of progression, catch the segue. We're gonna talk about into a girlfriend bro to love, okay, and how fans like kind of commodify that. So, but yeah, we're gonna talk about how it's kind of interesting how fans, when a couple is an actual couple, the hypocrisy. Can we call it hypocrisy? Like how they treat the couple.
It's definitely contradicting actions, and I mean we all do it when it comes to these actors and stuff. It's sometimes it's honest mistake, sometimes it's an intentional mistake, sometimes people don't care. You know, it's all, for lack of a better word, weird.
Yeah. My thing was, and this is kind of like what I mentioned to Deon when we were like planning what we were going to talk about, is how.
Wait. Well, before you that, tell me what is being said.
So people are saying that they're doing fan service. People are saying that this is all like a shtick just to, you know, get some views, get some like clout running up. Right.
Wait, they said that in my Discord. A few people were like, I smell a stunt.
Right.
Okay.
So it's basically people are like in disbelief that this is happening. Okay. And I feel like the people that are saying that it doesn't matter how much evidence there is to say that, you know, Mac or Mew and Tool are a real couple, especially if it came out their mouth. People are still gonna be like, but I think a lot of that comes from being too brainwashed by the fan service to think that when an actual couple is actually coupling in public, especially for these actors, that everybody thinks it's fan service. I think it leads back to these parasocial relationships that y'all have with like these people, and thinking that you know what a gay couple is supposed to look like.
Well, let me ask you this.
There's a lot of like, you know.
Do you think it's because of the actor ships that people are kind of like rolling their eyes at this?
Like there's a lot of like, obviously Wanjai with Mew and Golf, and then Max and Toll fans.
Really?
Yeah, they want, you know, the shipping culture wants their ship to be real. And so the fact that it's Mew and Tool, they're like, but what about Golf? But what about Max? And it's like, but
I assume that might have been a part of it, but I don't see much about these couples and stuff like this on my timeline, so I wasn't sure how the fandom felt about, you know, Max and Tool and Mew and Golf, like nowadays. I mean, back then, there was like, you know, it was they would be, you know, ones, but like so much time has passed and they haven't done a series together, like, you know what I mean. So I was wondering if that still was a factor in people's suspicion and like disdain or whatever they have for this.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from, because the thing is, and I don't want to look at these other couples like comparatively to them.
Ooh, you about to.
But I do find it interesting. Okay. That obviously we know about Porsche Arm. Obviously we know about both in New Year. You don't know who Porsche Arm is? Okay, Porsche. Wait, did you watched Together with Me, right?
Yes.
With Max Tool.
Yes.
Porsche is the doctor.
Oh my God, doctor. Oh yeah. He a bill queen. He married, right?
Yes. Arm. Did you watch you watched La Pluie, right? You watched La Pluie. You didn't? Oh, okay, because they're
the first episode.
Oh, never mind. Because La Pluie, they play a couple. I mean, they're a couple, but they play a couple in La Pluie, and they're like the parents of one of the characters. But
parents, okay,
yeah, right. I was like, come on, progression. But people don't question them. People don't question both and New Year either. But one thing that I do see whenever there's a lot of, I don't know, or like speculation or skepticism is where on the masculinity to femininity spectrum some of these people are. I find it really interesting.
That's a factor into it?
Yeah. I find it really interesting that if someone is like real, like a queen there's no question. There's no question. But if someone is like, slightly more on the masculine scale, like, it's like, I don't believe you. Even though you said that you're part of I don't believe you. And I'm like, that's so interesting. The juxtaposition.
That happens?
It's like the juxtaposition of like not believing that, but then also wanting BL characters to be inherently masculine most of the time. I'm like, I think that's just such an interesting,
You can't say though that you're surprised by that mentality though.
No, I'm not surprised.
As much as we kind of like people pro gay or pro like queen or pro whatever they want to do, it ain't really the real thing.
Right.
Unfortunately, as much as people like to say it is. But I didn't know that was a factor into people's suspicion as well. Like, these two masculine men, I don't know about that.
Right, because like, and I think that Tool and Mew are very much, Tool has said he's very much like not a person to be like super, super clingy, touchy with his partner. Like, I don't know, like in public, which is fine. Like, that's fine. Like if you don't want to be clingy and touchy in public, that's fine. Like that's just him. And then like in the interview, Mew was like, well, I'm the opposite, but people are like, y'all don't even like hug and kiss in public. And it's like, well, why do they need to? Like,
to you.
Why do they need to? And
why do they need to?
They did an interview after Mew proposed to Tool. They did an interview and they were like, are you guys more like, cuddly and sweet to each other, like in private? And they were like, yeah. So I'm
Wait, what's this question, first of all? Why this question? Wait, I'm not saying the curiosity of that isn't there for stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Do you guys cuddle? Girl.
It's the shipping nature. It's the shipping nature. It's like the need to know the ins and out. Are you writing a fanfic? Right, like the ins and out of a relationship. And I just think
they said we're not getting a show, so we need verbal exposition on what y'all are going on, because you guys are characters in our narrative.
Right.
Ew.
And we're not saying that it's like toxic or anything to like, have these little ship dreams and stuff like that. We're just saying
it is. It is. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. I just think that we don't know these people, so these think pieces for them or against them don't make any sense. Because I'm like, where are you getting the information for all the things you're saying?
Right.
Also, why?
It's like, okay, well, let me rephrase. I personally don't think it's super, super toxic, but I do think it is invasive because some people like it. Some people like it. Like, both in New Year, for instance, they were on Lovecast, the BL podcast or whatever, and I got to edit that episode for them. They like it. They like, I love like the little like fanfics and stuff that the fans come up with, with us and blah 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 blah. Even though they're like they're engaged, but some people don't, and I think that we need to understand that you should not do that to everybody. Like
I say you should do that to no one, but that's just me. At least keep it on your notes app. Like,
I think there just needs to be like some ground in reality about it, because it's, I don't know, I would feel uncomfortable, not gonna lie, if my significant other and me were like a famous actor and the like people like made AUs about us and like fanfics, and I would feel weird about it because I'm like
I think for me, it'd be one of those things where it's just the nature of the game. People have been writing, what's that website? WhatsApp, not WhatsApp.
AO3?
Wattpad.
Oh, okay.
people on Wattpad writing fanfics all the time. And there's nothing you can really do about all that. It's just having the opportunity to talk to the people you're potentially either writing about or people who follow you are writing about, and they're trying to get stuff really information. And then on top of that, criticize your life because it doesn't align with what they're writing or what they just feel you should be doing. Yeah. That's the part where I'm like, okay, hold on now. That's where it crosses the line.
That's where it crosses the line.
That's where I'm like,
that's why I said, like, I feel like some of
it's getting weird.
Some of it, I'm like, you know, it's kind of like very minute compared to other stuff, because I'm like, if you're just like, you know, curious about like, you know, their day to day or whatever, I'm like, whatever. Like, people like are curious about things. We're human.
Are curious.
But when it crosses the line, like you said, with the having these AU, and then you think that you know the ins and outs of this couple's like life together, their private life that they keep very private, meaning no access to you, then that's where it becomes a problem. That's where it becomes a problem.
It's like y'all writing this thing talking about, oh, this fake, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, what now?
And it's like,
what now?
What makes you think that you deserve or you're entitled to that information or that, you know?
My thing is, Jody, what's the call to action after that? You done told me why they are not a real couple. What now? Is your day ruined? I don't know. Am I supposed to hate them now? I don't even agree with you on that. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here?
Right.
Because there's communities of people who are feeling negatively about people.
Right.
Where do we go from here with this information you provided?
What is the end goal? Like, are we running for presidency? Are we like,
should we harass them? Because that seems like a waste of time. Because like, remember that girl who was harassing Supernut because he was hanging out with old boy?
No, what's funny is Supernut just posted a Instagram story because somebody was like, I feel like you avoid P. What's his name? What's the other one's name? I don't know. But he said, I feel like you avoid, and he wrote back, he was like, girl, it's all in your head, darling. Sorry. And then he posted a picture of them together. I was like, see, that's the clapback I need. That's the check.
Honestly,
that I need.
Honestly, I do think that behavior is, I hate to say this, but it's strange and it's weird. The thing is, here's this, Jordy. Yeah. You watch the content, you consume the content, and different ways you pay for the content. Right. You got what you paid for, either from the show, buying the DVDs, and then to like the fan meets and all that stuff they do. Right. What they do over there ain't got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That girl getting mad because you're hanging out with his friends. Oh, but the guy's ship with him. It's still there. Like, you're not on the PR team, and they're not their characters. And nowadays, people don't even see the characters; they see the actors. The actors of the ship, not the characters. So that's not even the thing anymore. So like, you harassing the person, being like they shouldn't be doing this and doing this because of what? It doesn't affect this. It doesn't affect this. I don't understand the motivation, the mentality behind it. I can't understand. I want to like understand like why you're so obsessive of this and you need your ship to be this to the point where you harass people's girlfriends and you gotta like, they're not posting enough. We'll get into the next subject, but they're not doing enough. And like, I don't understand why you need all that when you just consume the product of what they gave you. What they're doing is a product. It's their job. From the show, from the fan service, fan meet things, it's a job. You wanting more from them and having them, like you're their manager, you have to be doing this, doing that to satisfy your perversion. Sorry, I don't use that word, but like it just seems. I feel creepy when you're like telling people or harassing them that they need to behave a certain way because you're a fan of this thing they put out.
Right.
That's all.
No, yeah. It's different when you just like, you know, indulge in like the ship culture and stuff like that and you're unproblematic about it. But like you said, when you're now wanting them to fit the narrative of the show crossing over into like their real lives, that's where it becomes a problem because we've seen the stories.
And you're harassing them. You're harassing them bad.
Yeah.
Back in the day, remember? All those actors from GMTV was like girlfriends, doxed and all. I'm like
the way y'all harassed Bright's girlfriend because of like him. I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm like, I could not. No, I could be the significant other of an actor, but they would just have to really hide me because I would end up fighting fans. I would end up
not hide you. Yeah, Jordan, you will be fighting. You and Chelsea be fighting people.
I would be finding IP address. I would literally find you and beat your ass. Like, I could not do it because like some of the things that these people say to especially, I don't know who it was, but there was an actor. There was an actor and one of his like best friends was like hanging out with him and he was taking pictures of him, but people were like, why are you taking pictures of him where he's not looking? And I'm like they went to school together. Who are you? I was like, who are y'all to be like, why are you taking pictures while he's not looking? It looks like you just want clout. And I'm like,
they were like, so you just showed up to Tool's graduation? He invited us. I don't. Are you a fan?
He invited anybody to come and show support.
Do you watch the show, Tamar? Since you so on top of things.
Not Tamar. The fuck.
I think with me, it sets up to me because at the end of the day, we are all of us, me included, are guilty by association.
Right.
That's why I also get more of an ick because it doesn't matter if I don't act like these other fans do. I'm still a fan of the genre and I still make content over it and I'm just going to be seen as that. And it's hard to like not. I wouldn't blame you for thinking like, oh, I'm such a fan, or you know, I'm like, damn, like the behavior that happens constantly, and it's not even just the fans' fault. It is the companies involved. They need you to be obsessive of them to spend that money. So even it's hard to kind of be feeling bad for these actors when they have to like they're obligated to like indulge in this to a certain degree.
It's definitely like a symbiotic relationship between the fans and the companies because it's like the companies put this out there, the fans latch on and uphold it, and so then in turn the companies are like, okay, we're going to continuously pump this out. This is what y'all like, right? You know, and then at that point,
these couples in 5 different shows together is a result of that. Like,
I honestly
offgun at 4 or 5 shows, Earth and Mix 4 or 5 shows. Like, I'm understanding, but like
the flavor that we would get if like they just mix and matched all these actors up.
Jordy,
the flavor.
I'm salivating over that. We got a little sprinkle of that in Moonlight Chicken. They having the boys kiss other people that are not their love interest. Progress. And then we got Only Friends. Everyone busting down with each other. Excuse me.
What?
And our best buddy
Mark
Gawain.
Oh, Gawain. Yeah.
Jumping from actor to actor to actor. I mean, he even got Chris. Chris and Syncto supposed to be down. Like, they're supposed to be down bad for each other. Like, that's the OG, like, ultimate. Right. He with him, too.
Right.
Also, I'm trying to figure out, okay, first of all, I know these actors play different characters, but it's hard to see them as a different character from the other one because they visibly look the same, haircut and all. Sure, the personality may be different. Sure, they were in college of this show and now they're in the working force in this show. It all blends together, and it's hard for me to even get into the gig of it once I see them, especially for the 5th time.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect 10-liners. I'm like Force and Book. I mean,
because like
they look identical to their other characters.
Right. And who was it? Who was it that had to change? There was someone that had to like lose weight or like something for a role. I think it was Bright. I think there was someone where like they had to like they really had to like slim down or something for a role. I can't remember
Slim
who
thick
it was.
with your cute ass. Hey,
Not Megan Nees.
Megan Nees.
No, if y'all can see, I don't know if y'all can see in Deon's camera, but the way he's
Y'all
standing in his
can't.
face.
Y'all can't. Oh my gosh. My Asian peers can like, they have the Asian squat and they
the
get
squat.
flat foot. I'd be marveling at that. I'd be like, how the hell can
There's like
all y'all?
exercises you can do that, like, you know.
But no, they got it built in though. They got a built mechanism in their bones to be able to sit in this pose,
It's kind of like us
flat
with
foot.
like the like extra ligament in our like legs.
I'm like, what is this witchcraft? Because they be doing chores, they be talking, they be those old men be out on the street smoking and sitting there in that. I'm like, they be over there in Chinatown, they be plopped, plopped. And I'm like, you're at least 60 and you're still able to get down and stay down and be down.
No, yeah. Like
Work.
even doing
Honestly,
the things
work.
that you're doing, my legs be screaming after like.
I mean, my legs are screaming, but I don't got no tripod right now, so I gotta like keep myself in frame.
But
anyways,
but no, like yeah, it's different fonts of the same text. Like, is their name?
Are you? I guess I might know the answer, but are you attached to the actorship?
Not really.
At this point, are you feeling differently now? Because I know sometimes it's easier to be like hashtag, you know, the actors and like, and they're in 5 shows, so it's kind of like, but like, are you? I guess you wouldn't be like attached, like if, because I remember someone on my Discord was like, they can't imagine Earth and mix with anyone else. I'm like, that's insane to me. Because for what reason?
For why? I'm not attached.
I know you like them
ships. I'm attached to individuals because you know.
Me too.
Pod. Me and Pod like this. I will talk about that man all day, every day. I don't care. I'm attached to individuals. Ships, I mean, I love a good ship. Like, I love a good, you know, amount of chemistry between people. But I'm not so attached to where I'm like, oh, I can't see them, like, with nobody else. Because I loved Gawain and Gawain and First and Not Me. But when Gawain got with Chris and Be My Favorite, I was like, wait,
hold on. Also, I love that show, by the way. That show ate down.
And did.
But don't forget Gawain and Pod. Dog and Kiss. Newly single tier.
I'm still mad at GMMTV for not giving us a Mork spinoff.
So So what are your thoughts on? Because for me, I feel differently if the characters continue on rather than the actors play new characters. So we got like Kiss Me the series and Dark Blue Kiss and like the whole pantheon. I'm like, okay, all right. And then obviously we have Our Sky with the continuation with these characters. I'm more inclined to follow these characters again because for me, the ship ends when the show ends. Like that's the ship is the characters, not these actors. I don't care how much vlogs they do. I don't care they're besties in real life. I don't care if they're lovers in real life. The characters, it's the end with the characters for me. And I don't get me wrong, I do like these actors individually outside of the things. And I'm not gonna lie, I was excited when Theory of Love dropped. I'm like, oh wait, hold on now. I remember y'all. Okay.
The actual OG.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say I wasn't excited for stuff like that. And like, even though I was kind of like, okay, here we go again with Not Me. I really did enjoy that, but I haven't watched Cooking. What's it called? Cooking Mama. What's that show? Cooking Crush. And then what's the other one they did again? What's the other one?
The Trainee.
It's getting excessive and it's losing its luster, and I can't imagine finding myself because like I said, they look the same, and we done this already with these two. Like
it's now
give us Tay and Gun.
Look. Tay and Gun.
Is that too messy?
For I don't know how many years. So
is that messy? Is that?
I don't know. I mean, hey.
Can we see it? Can we see?
Show me Rachel.
Give it to me, Rachel.
No, but I will say, okay, but there's a healthy level of like standing ships though, because even like,
what's the healthy level, Jordy? Tell me.
The healthy level is just like, you know, being like, oh my God, I love their chemistry and stuff together, but also simultaneously being like, but if this person was paired with somebody else, I don't know, might serve, you know, just having that awareness, because I love me some Tahu off-road, like, down.
Oh, we know. That's why I want to ask, how do you feel about it? Because, like I said, if someone just saw your page, they would think like, oh, you're hard stance. This is your ship. You consume everything they do, and they better not step out of line. They better not. Don't talk to your best friend. Don't talk to your mama. I don't care if that's your cousin. It gives the illusion that you're with someone else. And I don't like that. Even though you might have not said that, Jordy, you might have never tweeted that, even thought that. But obviously, some of your peers, some of the fans do that. So now they're like, oh, he batshit crazy.
It's like it's the preconceived notion of what a fandom or a stan is, and then seeing that I'm supporting them.
Like,
everything that they do.
Another one, thank you. He's just like them.
Like, y'all need to know about that offer right here. Hey, I can tell you. But the thing is like I was a fan of them before they were like even a ship, because they were in Laz 1 and they competed in Lazicon. And like,
that seems like you made it all up. What is that?
You say what?
What is all that?
They were in a boy group together before they were a ship.
What in the X Omega is happening? Okay.
Like, a huge boy group. And I was a fan of Taowu before I was a fan of Off-Road. So, and then they got like Love in Translation was written specifically for them because of how they interacted during Lazicon and in Laz 1.
You know what? That's fair. Also, side note. If we can have a name Off-Road, we can have a names Styrofoam.
No, stop.
Jordy.
I mean, we got Off-Road, Four Wheels, and Turbo.
Give me Styrofoam, Tupperware, and container. Hello. Container in them. My cousin took container.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody called Container.
Oh, sorry guys. I was asking him. I was asking Jordy if he thought the name Styrofoam was like a nice name, and he was like, maybe for a drag queen. But now we're talking about these Thai actors. We got desk, we got chair, we got microphone.
Could you imagine? Like,
we got lava, we got magma.
What's one there was one that I was just thrown off. Like, I don't even know
how can you be thrown off at this point? At this point, how can you be kind of like, what's going on here?
Okay, probably like, that's what it was when Barcode came. Like, when Barcode came to the scene, I was like, Barcode.
First of all, he ate. Like, that actor ate.
Beep, 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 beep. Barcode. He did eat down in Death Run Forever though. He did. Oh, crazy.
Accolades. We need accolades.
Barcode 8 down.
Well, I think it's time for us to transition to our last segment.
Ooh. Wait, let me get his name first.
Do that.
Hogan. G. Hogan. That's his name. Y'all leave this man alone.
So, okay, I saw a thread today on my timeline.
A thread?
It was a thread. It was all in Spanish.
So I thought you said a thread. I was like,
no, a thread.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So they said this actor from Jazz for Two is doing the same thing that the actor from You Make Me Dance did, which I'll get into that a little bit later, but like, that pisses me off. But anyways, they're saying, he had only did a few fan events. He doesn't have many pictures of him and his co-star, the main lead, on his social media. He's doing another series, which might be the reason why he wasn't doing promo with the other actors. I think there's 4 actors that are doing promo, but only 3 of them have been doing it constantly. Yeah. And there was a trailer that dropped. I saw the trailer that he's in this other show that's kind of like a parody of a reality show, or whatever the case may be. And the whole thread is basically like they're disappointed and upset that this actor would do a boys love series and not, I don't know what they want him to do, like continuing to promote in the same way the other actors are doing. Right. And they feel, because from that You Make Me Dance situation, I was talking about Discord, which I just thought was, I'm so sorry. I don't know if y'all watching this. I know. I just thought it was strange to be like, you're hurt and distraught that they turned their back on the BL community. And I'm like, first of all, y'all didn't really follow the actor after he did the Boys Love series. So are y'all really fans? And
I think with that one, if I'm not mistaken, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, obviously, because I know you're gonna do it anyway. He didn't say that he didn't act in it. He just didn't mention that he did. And I was like,
yeah, he won this award and he mentioned all the shows but that one. And then I'm not sure if it was To My Star or another show, but one of the actors from that show talked about To My Star. But when people showed me the clip, I was like, but in this clip, he was being asked about this show. He didn't bring it up.
He didn't.
The reporter, the guy was like asked a question about To My Star. He said,
"Give me the mic."
So it's not the same. Right. And also, they're in South Korea. Also, you don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, we see the actors from Love in the Big City, how much hate they're getting. So like, there's a bunch of nuance here, and you're being so hurt and distraught over this.
Right.
Be so for real.
Right. Because the thing is like you mentioned, Love in the Big City is getting like a whole lot of like backlash, and it's very nice that the main actors are still talking about it. It's nice. But like you said, there is nuance. Would you be as mad that they didn't say anything about it? Because if the like different churches in Korea were like harassing them, would you be mad if they didn't talk about it at all? Like after the show, they didn't do no fan events. They didn't do no signs. Would you be the same? Would you be upset, or would you have some type of like a multi-layer thinking and understand that like sometimes this industry shuts you up? Right? Sometimes this industry shuts you up. Sometimes it's just you don't want to talk about it because of not everybody can handle the backlash. I know everybody on the internet can handle backlash apparently because
or you should be able to. You should be standing 10 toes down.
Because your profile picture is your favorite K-pop star, and like not
you clock it. Not you.
You can take on the world, right? You can take on the world. But not everybody has that privilege of staying anonymous when they're talking their shit. So I just think that like I said, there needs to be multi-layered thinking when it comes to this. And maybe the actor, maybe it was like, oh, I forgot to mention this one. Or maybe he just didn't want to mention it because it wasn't that popular.
I think for me, I've said this before, it's just a job. At the end of the day, these are actors. These are just a job. The cycle of promotion ended. I mean, that guy, You Make Me Dance, I mean, he's done like 10 shows since then. Yeah. I mean, you're upset and hurt that he didn't mention this show. It was just a job for him. And it probably would have gotten him some backlash, or unfortunately, Korea is not that progressive when it comes to queer stuff in general. So as much as you want him to stand 10 toes down on it, it may not have benefited him to do so. And that's just the unfortunate reality of it. And you just have to leave it at that. I think it makes sense just to leave it at that and not harass him or talk about him in this way because you feel like he's turning his back. But like you're, and half the time, gay folks don't be going up for queer people anyways when it comes to this. Right. Like you only care because they're Asian men. They only care because they look like this. They only care because how did they be them dark skinned, plus size, really feminine? I don't think no one would be kind of like feeling this ways about these actors or anything they're doing because of that. Right. You know what I mean? I don't, and that's just the reality of it. I feel like everyone's, it's under the guise of being pro-queer almost. Like, you got to stand up for the boys love community because it's what it is. But the boys love community don't even like gay people like that. They don't like dark skinned people like that, plus size people like that. So I'm like, y'all gonna get a side eye because like, what you doing?
Right. Because
what you doing? Like,
it's like, why are these human rights and stuff okay when this person is conventionally attractive, skinny, muscular, like...
Okay, conveniently, now we're talking about we got to protect, we got to do all these things. Right. Gay. Oh, is it? Because when someone told, like, I still remember that girl who argued with you talking about it's just fiction, or they're not real people.
I hope she's been stomping her toe every single day of her life.
I just think for me, it makes all this feel very disgusting and icky. And even me, when I did Tarn Type, and I was like disgusted with what happened in that show. People are like, well, he liked it. He want like stuff like that. And then the people are like, it's just fiction. And I guess I understand that it is just fiction. It's just a TV show. I understand, but like, the real world ramifications of this and your perception of this is what's the main issue. Right. Even you, Jordan, you always, I've seen you complain about people perceiving these actors a certain way. So when they like having Pavel do a bottoming scene and people are like up in arms, you're constantly feeling frustrated. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
Like, why?
You in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm watching this queer love story. Yeah. But then now you get reminded, like, oh, it ain't really that gay for real. It's in a box for real. People can't do nothing for real because now I'm trying to enjoy my show and y'all criticizing what happens in real life. And it seems like you have to explain things, or you feel like, bitch, like you're being dense on purpose. Yeah. So it makes you feel, like I said, it makes you feel icky. It makes it feel weird that everyone has this guise of being pro this, but then in reality, it's not even that. Even like I say, even queer men who are enjoying it can feel that way too, because they are like their ideal version of these people in their mind. Yeah, it's
like I think in the community, queer men, overly queer men are like, have it the hardest with people and how they perceive these stories and how they talk about like in like our IRL relationships and things, because it's like, oh my God, if you just knew what the gays be gaying like on a regular, like you.
Well, let me ask you this, because there are a lot of queer men in my discourse, and a lot of times I have to get on top of them because they be pissing me off in the best way possible. Because they be forgetting. Like I might have mentioned this last time about watching Light on Me and how the president gets outed and they dragging him because he didn't stand by that boy who got hurt, but like he's being harassed. Right. This is a real experience a teen can go through. It's scary. Yeah. Of course, it would be nice if he was like, okay, I'm gonna stand beside you as us against the world. Yeah. But only one half of them is getting the backlash. Only one half of them has been knocked down from this pedestal that everyone put on top of. Are y'all forgetting that? And then once I say things like this, everyone's like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, but I'm like, y'all were y'all dragging him hard.
And I think that's when people are out and I'm like, guilty of this also, but I do have to like look in retrospect and check myself sometimes. When you've been like out and living your like, as authentically as you can, you forget what the gay experience is behind the closet door is. And you forget how you have to navigate the world, how you have to literally walk on eggshells. You forget like how easy it is for your life to be ruined if someone were to, AKA Light on Me, that girl, outed you to everybody because she was upset that you won't feeling her. Like, people forget that, and people forget how complex those emotions are and how hard it is to navigate situations like that. And that goes back to Homeboy like doing the show and not promoting and stuff like that. I think that Love in the Big City showed a lot of stands that Korea isn't as progressive as y'all thought it was with these shows that have been like coming out. It's
I thought it was understood they weren't. I thought they were like,
child, I thought it was
they're
understood
8 episodes, they're 20 minutes, and they're on these streaming services. They're not on TV. Like,
they're not on TV.
Come on, guys.
This show came out on TVN, and everybody's like, what?
And this actor on the come up is the star of it. So like, it's more eyes, more. The
thing is, and this actor, like the same thing with Taecyeon. Taecyeon is supposed to be in a BL, and
who's that?
Like, you said what?
Who's that?
From 2 p.m.
Oh,
American one. Right. He's supposed to be in a BL. I don't know what's happening with that right now, but when it was announced and when he talked about it on his Instagram, ooh, the backlash. Ooh, they were like, what? And it's like Namsu, I think his name is Namsu. I've only seen him in like one other series, but when Love in the Big City came out, like everybody was just giving this man backlash, and it's because he's been in I don't know how many K-dramas. He in with
a lot. His resume is stacked.
Donated.
I was like,
donated his kidney to his father.
Kidney, yeah.
Like, so everybody's like,
he's America's sweetheart, essentially. I mean, if you think about it,
like a Korea version, period. Like, and they were like, what? Gay? No. That's where we cross the line. No.
Well, let me ask you this. Alongside the gay men not understanding things, I was watching Wandy Good Day, and there was a scene, and when I tell you guys, I hate this when they do this in a show. They do it. I've seen, what's that one show where he went back in time? The one you like?
The one I like.
Yeah, he goes back in time to ancient Thailand, and he's like a slave. He's a slave.
I feel you linger. Or I feel you linger in the air.
So watching that show and then watching One Good Day and also seeing previous series about and having scenes where these gay men try to drug other gay men to like rape them. I'm fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
I think that that one and also outing the characters so they can end up with the other guy in a love triangle is so tired and easily, obviously, it gives you a reason to ship them with the guy they want to ship with. So if they're being drugged and stuff and the guy is Captain Save-A-Ho, obviously you could be like, oh, he saved him. What I'm talking about is, but we're seeing these gay men do these heinous crimes. And also...
Whoa, in the comments before y'all come after us, because I already know, we know it's just a series. But when you are someone of the community and you're constantly seeing your people portrayed like this, obviously you're going to feel a type of way. If you are Black, Asian, white, or whatever, and you saw your people being portrayed as like something that's not exactly moral, you would feel the same way. But anyways, back to conversation. Just so y'all know before we continue.
And the thing is, I mentioned that in my Discord, and they were like, "Oh, well, it does happen."
Well, duh, obviously, but
that's not my issue. I'm not saying you can't have this in the narrative or this doesn't happen. My point is we're constantly seeing it, and it's used as a plot device. And Jordy, these fans take what they think about queer people from these shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't understand that these shows are like what feed into the general public of how to perceive. Like, we already know, like, the perfect example, I know y'all hate when Black people talk about Black people, but how people around the world perceive Black people because of Western media. But then you meet a Black person in real life and you already have these preconceived notions of how they are, but they could be the nicest person in the world. They could never have done you wrong. Like, they could be your confidant, but you still have these preconceived notions. And the thing is, what y'all will do is y'all be like, oh, they're a nice person, but Black people, they can switch at any time.
And the thing is, the optics of it, a lot of times, if you notice in these Boys Love series, like the bad guys, they are older men. They are dark-skinned men. They're some of the pervy characters are like the flamboyant plus-size men. And I'm like, could y'all not do all that? Like, I'm not saying the people can't be those type of characters, but like it's a constant back to back crutch
like said, it's a plot
thing you're portraying
that they use.
And the thing is, you know what you're doing. You're like, hey, this porcelain skinned skinny conventionally attractive man is the ideal. I mean, lots of times they are pretty fair, and they are the one that you're supposed to emulate or root for. This older man is gross. This flamboyant man is off-putting. These older dark-skinned guys are criminals, and seeing that constantly, I'm like,
it's like, where do y'all switch it up? Like, where do y'all switch it up? Where do y'all use, or like, if you're gonna put these type of things in there, what's the consequence? Like, I know sometimes
there is right.
I know sometimes people like escape consequence all the time, right? But it doesn't happen enough in series for me to be like, y'all know that this is bad, right? And you didn't say it, like people saying, well, Type liked it and Tarn Type with the whole like shower scene.
That still hurts my heart. It hurts my heart.
But are you saying that Tarn can read minds? Because Type said no out loud, and Tarn kept going. But
and you know his backstory. You know he reverted to that little kid where he was helpless. He's let things. Yeah. It's just no one cares about the context at all on this stuff, and it's so upsetting to see the thought processes and. And the thing is, a lot of these things are just tropes and writing tropes. But to me, it's tired. We've seen it before. Like we've seen you use this. You use this same trope and not even flesh it out enough, you know? Yeah. And I'm not saying we can't have like I was crying and Happy of the End. Like I'm boohoo tears in that show. And it has a lot of upsetting Happy of the End.
Happy of the End? Mm-hmm. I don't think I saw that one.
Jordy.
You might have to send me the link.
Jordy. When I tell you boohoo crying. Ooh. Like I'm in my reaction still by the end. Yo, I'm so sorry, y'all. But I felt reassured because people in the comments like, oh, me too. It was a hard watch. I felt it too. Like it took me a couple times to get through this episode. Like I was like,
oh my God.
And it's upsetting. It's upsetting subject matter in this. And I'm like, I don't have a problem with having these types of heavy things. It's just if it's used for a particular reason to get these characters to be together, for you to do a ship, that's what I'm kind of like, it's very cheap and low-hanging fruit, and especially when you do it 14 times, like, okay.
Yeah. It'd be different if we saw it like a couple of times, like throughout all of the like copious amounts of BL series that we see per year.
And then flesh it out. And that's another thing I want to say. It's okay not to feel no ways about it. If I'm expressing how this is upsetting, you don't have to defend it because you like this show.
Right. It's like, it's fine.
Everybody's so complacent with these things that happen. I'm like, it's okay if you don't think, but like, are you hearing what I'm saying though? How upsetting this is? Right. Because if you step back a little bit, you'd be like, oh yeah, it was. They're kind of wilding with that.
Yeah. It's like, you know, looking at like, because I enjoyed Tarn Type a lot. The mess was messing. I enjoyed it. But like you said, step back and look at these situations that happen and be like, ooh, that's actually like real harmful. I
like the ending of Tarn Type.
You said you like the ending?
Yeah, I like the cartoon villain of Old Boy and like them trying to like he did all that mess. He like he was like he like manipulated things and caused that boy to be like, it was upsetting. I'm not gonna lie, it was very upsetting to see that, but it was good storytelling, good pacing, good other things. But that was only at the end. Everything else before that, I was like,
okay. Anyways, did my light turn out? It did.
Oh. Is that our cue?
This backlight was like, bloop. I was like, ooh. But yeah, so like all that to say, we did go off on a tangent. All that to say was homeboy that was in Jasper 2, leave that man alone. He is in the military. He was doing like fashion events or whatever. He's also a model. And y'all are like, why couldn't you? And I'm like, y'all see all these events he going to? I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff was like slotted before all this stuff with Jasper 2 was coming out. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's honestly not that deep. He hasn't condemned gays publicly. So what is
that part? Until then, let's calm down.
What is it? Why would we like assume? You know.
Also, it's just a job. Y'all need to understand. It's just a job. It's just a character he played. Mm-hmm. It's not a way of life. Yeah. It's not the climb. It's the journey. If you get that reference, let us know below. Yeah, because you're a real one for that.
Comment the reference. You might get a like.
Is there an emoji with a bang?
No. Wait. Is there? No, there's not. There's that. No. There's that emoji with the girl getting her hair cut and the hair is like swooped inside. Comment that one.
Okay. Comment that emoji because it's I'm still Point down, y'all. Point down.
But yeah, guys. But that's gonna be it for us. Comment your thoughts on the entire conversation. This is more coherent than last time. Yeah, it was. We
give us our flowers.
We stay a little bit on, but it's still an hour and 30-minute video. But like. Just put it on and listen to it. I thought about like making this like a podcast like a format and putting it on Spotify and stuff. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know if I want it to just stay like a video.
I thought you did. Boy, upload it. Hello.
I was never intending for BL Coded to be like podcast, but it's giving, because I just like bring people on here to like talk, and then I just talk about like, stuff. So
podcast. We'll see. Got it.
We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Make sure you support all of Deon's social media and his various ventures. Links will be in the description below. Make sure you follow and support all the links for me as well. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ew, not to shake.